Hello YouTube. We are going to be going over my reasons, my household's reasons for going with the Samsung QN850A in the theater room over the Sony A90J. We're not in the theater room yet. This is the living room, and this is reason number one. We went with the Samsung upstairs because across from the TV, there's three big bay windows, and I nor my wife want to be having to draw the blinds all of the time before we can watch TV, and reflection handling is a big deal. If you hear, that's the dog chewing on a ball. So when we go down in the theater, reason number one, having a Samsung upstairs for reflection handling coincides with three big bay windows downstairs as well. There's also a window back there. There's no window in that corner. But when we come over and look here, now it's late in the afternoon, so there's not a lot of sun. Even though it looks bright outside, it's really not. I don't want to have to draw the windows during the daytime when we're not, in full theater room mode to be able to use this TV. So it's a pretty dark room. There's no lights in the ceiling. Hence, it does make a great theater room. But, say this coming Super Bowl, which is part of the reason we're making this video, it's not going to be, dark nighttime. It's going to be the middle of the day, and everybody's going to be able to be down here in the theater room enjoying it without having to draw all of the blinds. If you don't think reflection handling is a big deal, just look at what it looks like when you don't have an image on the screen. That's the reflections you're looking at, that the TV has to kind of fight through before your image can be shown. And, as much as OLEDs are known for their perfect blacks, what good is black if you've got a big funny glare on the screen? So that it's a bigger deal than you may think it is before you go purchase your TV. So that's a big thing in our household. Let's see. We'll go to my videos so we don't get any copyright nonsense going on. And reason number two, which I don't think Samsung gets enough credit for. Yes, the OLED is razor thin because it's just a piece of glass, but it also has a big ugly bump out on it versus the Samsung, which is uniform all the way up and down, and that is because of the One Connect box. And with that One Connect box, there is only one connection, obviously, hence One Connect box, to the TV for audio, video, and power. And that brings me to reason number three, having to do with reason number two, was if you plan on wall mounting the TV, we didn't have to run power up here. I was able to just, cut a hole in the wall. This is an interior wall, so there's no insulation in it. Another thing about the TV upstairs is in her workout room, there is a Samsung Q60A, which, again, same remote. So, very uniform operating system all the way around. Obviously, I wasn't going to put an OLED in the workout room and reflection handling upstairs just eliminated that opportunity. But so anyway, with the One Connect box, no power up here. The One Connect box lives down here with the AV receiver, which isn't on. Oh, there we go. And all the power and HDMI cables and all that is down there, and you just have to run a single wire up to the TV, and it looks nice and pretty and simple. And you don't have an extra cost of hiring an electrician if you don't know how to run wires, or buy copper and extra outlets and all that stuff to get power up to the TV to get a nice clean look. And that also brings me to reason number 4. So the A90J is an 83-inch. The Samsung's an 85-inch. That's kind of a micro another reason. If you're going to buy a big TV, buy the biggest TV you can. But it's this razor thin piece of glass. And if you plan on wall mounting the TV and you plan on buying a swivel wall mount that allows you to move the TV around, do you really want to yourself or have anybody else in your house moving such a big piece of glass around by grabbing that little thin edge? And if you've ever, seen them up close, they're very thin. There's not much there. B, the installer referenced that in one of his videos about the OLEDs, and just you just got a piece of glass there, and it just seems like an opportunity for something to break unnecessarily, as opposed to, and it doesn't feel great, grabbing this, but I'm sure I'm not going to break anything grabbing that frame. And if anybody else was to, I feel like we're okay, we're safe, no one's going to tear the TV up grabbing the frame. So what I lose in not having absolute pitch perfect blacks, I gain in picture brightness.
Number 1.
And
increase your credit hours until you learn how to study for college.
Turn her down, my lovely wife. One of her speeches she was preparing for.
I love the question. What does everyone in the world want?
I guess we can
honestly,
take a quick look.
One thing that everyone on planet Earth wants. But if we were to do this, Family Feud style, and survey 100 people on Bellevue College campus, what do you think would be their top answer? Survey says to be rich, right? Yeah, sure. Some people are going to answer better house for them and their families, a love and mate, or a myriad of other things. But we all know that the number one answer would most likely be to be rich. So what is rich? If everyone in this room did exactly the same thing today that they did yesterday, but tomorrow woke up with $1 million in the bank, I think we can agree most people will feel rich. You know what? Let's make it $2 million. This is our fantasy, and I don't want to no longer be a millionaire after I go out and purchase my first semester of college books. $2 million is pretty good, right? Now, what if you are one of the richest people in the world? What if you're Bill Gates, a billionaire 100 times over, and without question rich? So rich, in fact, he could heat his house by burning $2 million per day, every day, for the next 135 years. Hashtag stupid rich life goals.
That's a true fact, just so you know. Yeah, Bill Gates is stupid rich. But when we look at all of the things that we've talked about before, in conjunction with the price of an A90J, which has come down recently, I think it's $2,000 less. It was kind of a no-brainer. Yeah, I'm sure it looks fantastic in the right conditions, but how often are you going to have the right conditions as opposed to just being able to enjoy your house and the TV that you bought whenever you want. And that was the core thing that was important to us was we could just turn the TV on, watch it. You don't have to draw the blinds or run around turning all the lights off or anything like that. In the middle of the day, the TV looks great. At night, the TV looks great. It you can honestly only tell it's not an OLED when you've got an OLED sitting right next to it. And when the hell is that ever going to happen outside of a showroom floor or a video, you know, shout out, be the installer. So if you're questioning, should I spend the extra money on the Sony A90J? I would say it's probably not an excellent idea for most people. I'm by no means rich, but I certainly could have afforded whatever TV I wanted, and wasting, in my opinion, twice the price of this TV to get a little bit better blacks. I I couldn't justify it. When the trade off wasn't just that the TV was 2 inches smaller, it was also not as bright and didn't handle reflections as good, and now meant that there was a completely different operating system in the theater room versus the rest of the house. The all those things stacked up said, bye bye A90J, in my opinion. I'm sure there's plenty of people who'd say, but it's the best TV around, so I'm going to get it. And I'd say, hey, to each his own, but that's why we chose this TV for our theater room. All right. See you later, YouTube.